All right, hello everyone. We are back yet again for a Shredders tutorial. I have already put a video out regarding this a few months back for how to install custom maps, but there have been numerous changes since then, so just to avoid and eliminate any confusion, I decided to go ahead and start from the top, and we will get you set up hopefully by the end of this video with no further questions asked. All right, with all that said, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the very first thing you're going to need to do is update your Melon Loader, or if it's for the first time, install Melon Loader. So within the Shredders Discord, you will want to navigate to the script mod section and click on the Melon Loader channel. Scroll to the message here from 1222 that Space put out. You will first want to install .NET 6. So let's do that. Okay, so that has finished downloading. Now we will click Open File. And it will take you to this screen. So Microsoft Windows Desktop Runtime. Just go ahead and hit Install. Okay, and now we have .NET installed. Go ahead and close that out. We can close our internet browser out. So the next step is to download new Melon Loader. So we will click that. Continue to download. Once again with the download screen. Okay, so Melon Loader has now downloaded, so we will open file. And we will see here, I am using WinRAR for my zip files. If it is just a normal compressed file, that is totally fine as well. Essentially what you will want to do though is locate your game install location. So if you're using Steam like myself, you can just simply go to your game, right-click, go to Properties, go down to Local Files, and this area right here will be the install location for your game. So just click Browse. It'll now open the folder. You can close out of that. So here is our Shredders install location. If you have Game Pass, it'll be a very similar thing. Just head over to Xbox Games, Shredders, and you'll want to go to the Content folder. You'll have the same view now. I already have Melon Loader installed on this version. I do have both versions just for being able to test things out. So you don't need both versions. That is 100% not necessary. But this is the location for Shredders. Xbox Games, Shredders, Content. Very important. Everything I show in the Steam steps will just go into your Content folder if you are on Game Pass. Okay, so now that we are back in our Shredders folder directory, open up the zip file for Melon Loader, and you will want to just simply highlight everything within this folder, drag and drop over to Shredders. Now Melon Loader will do its thing, install itself, and there we go. Melon Loader is now installed. So just to show you that it's installed, let's go ahead and launch the game. You should see this window here, which is Melon Loader running itself in the background. There is no menu for Melon Loader. This is all that it is. It simply just opens itself up with the game in order to inject the mod files. The first time that it launches, it does take some time. So go ahead and just sit back, relax, take a look at the Discord for any mods or maps that you might want to install. So now we have it. Game is loading. All right. So now Melon Loader has installed itself. We no longer need anything in the game at the moment. So what we can go ahead and do, and what you'll want to do every time you install anything new, is to just simply quit the game. Okay, so now that we're back in our Shredders folder, it is very important that you have a mods folder. This may be created with the launch of Melon Loader. If it does not, you can just simply create your own. Make sure that the M is capitalized and that it has the S for mods, not mod, nothing lowercase. Obviously, I already have that, so I'm just going to say no and delete this folder. But if it's not here, manually create it. Very important step. Now that we need some mods, let's go over to mod releases. Starting from this message here from Space, again on 1222, you will want to download these mods and below. So now we have TDV mod menu, which is a very important one to have actually if you want to have custom gravity settings, spin, rotation, flips. That's essentially the stats menu that is more frequently referred to as. If you do get this, just go ahead and hit keep, show more, keep anyway. Let's open up our mods folder. Right click on downloads, open up a new window. So now you have everything here. All right, and now we see that we have TDV mod menu. So let's click and drag it over. If it has this one here, which I already have it installed and that's why it has that. If yours does, you'll want to just go in. You can single click on it, wait a second and click again, and you'll be able to edit. And then just delete everything up until the U, making sure that it only says modmenu.dll. No spaces. If there are any spaces, it will not register. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and install the rest of my mods using that same method. Okay, and now this one's very important. There is here a Map Importer 2.2 that's base posted, but I do highly recommend installing this one down below. This is actually an updated version, and it has fixed a few things that this one had some complications with, as far as custom spawns and maps and stuff like that. But that is for another time. So again, just click on the Map Importer DLL. This will be Map Importer 2.3. As you can see, I have downloaded it multiple times. So again, keep anyway. Okay, so now we have the 3 important mods that we want to have. Now let's say that you'd like to have one of these mods listed here. Do note that all of these mods down here below, except for Map Importer, do require a bundle be installed with them. And the link to the bundles can be found here in these hyperlinks. So let's do board and stance mod, for example. I will download that. You'll drag the mod itself to the mod folder, but then the bundle that I mentioned, you will then click here to the hyperlink and download the bundle. So the bundles go into a different folder. So let's see where that goes. So we have our mods folder here. Let's go ahead and step back to the Shredders directory. And now we're going to go into user data, and we will drag this bundle into user data. If you're looking at your folder and you do not see a user data folder, that is because it is launched with the first time that you open the game with Melon Loader installed. So if you don't have it, just go ahead and open the game after you've installed Melon Loader using the steps that I showed at the beginning of this video, and then close out and you should have this folder now available to you. So now that is placed there, and we should be able to open that mod now in the game. Okay, so now that we have all of our mods installed, we have the bundle installed for the mod that requires it. Last thing you want to do here is go back to your Shredders folder and now go into the Shredders data folder. This will be the directory that you need to create yourself a custom maps folder. The naming must be exactly this: capital C, custom, capital M, maps. All one word, no spaces, capital C, capital M. So now this is the location that your custom map downloads will need to be placed. So let's go to the Mod.io website and download our maps. Okay, so here we are at the Shredders Mod.io website, which is strictly just maps. There are no mods here. And the first thing that we will want to look at is the fixed maps. These are the only maps that will work on the new version of the game, aka the new version of Melon Loader. So we want to make sure that you have the filter fixed maps. If you don't, you will run into issues. It's guaranteed. All right, so let's first check out some of these maps. If anything looks interesting to you, go ahead and do it. I would recommend checking out BK Plaza, and it's not just because I created it. Space just put this out yesterday, so let's go ahead and download it. You want to get updates. If there are any updates, go ahead and hit subscribe, download the file. And if you are new to downloading anything from the Mod.io website, you'll always want to just click this button up here instead of going down here to these individually, because it will automatically download the most recent and up-to-date version of the mod listed here. So some of these are pretty big files, and Mod.io does have a pretty slow downloading time, so I will just let it do its thing. All right, we have successfully downloaded our first map. Go ahead and open the file, pull up your custom maps folder, and now simply drag and drop just this file into your custom maps folder. You do not need the zip. If it's just the zip, it will not load, so do not include that. Just the file within the zip. All right, so now let's just double check. Starting from the top, we have Melon Loader. We have our mods. We have our custom maps. Now that we have everything that we need, let's go ahead and try to launch it in game. So we now have the game open. Let's try out some of these mods. So first we have the TDV mod menu and BJ tools. These are both bound to the T key on your keyboard. So you can see this will open up both menus. These are my personal settings that I use. It feels a little bit more realistic, a little bit less floaty, but you're still able to clear everything. You just have a little bit of an increased spin, flip, and roll speed. So some faster rotations. The jump height is lowered just a little bit, and gravity is increased just a little bit to sort of make the jumps less floaty and you hit the ground a little bit sooner. The BJR community tools, there's a lot going on here. Some of the things that I think are the most important to note, you have your toggle options. So like toggle fog, we have that. Toggle clouds, we have that. And one of the more important things to make sure that you are doing is if you are getting Yeti kicked on any custom maps, you will want to toggle this button down below to right or no bounds to true.
I personally haven't had issues with this,
your
but
game
let's go
from
ahead
the
and
menu
test it
and
out.
restart to activate it. All right, so now let's test the stance mod. That'll be S on the keyboard. And if we move the drone around to look at our player, we can see that the board is now moving around. Width, you can increase or make skinnier. Your skiers out there, there you go. There's your single ski. We have stance, we can actually go wider. Front angle, change a little bit. Back angle, angle out a little bit. There we go. You can hide bindings, or you can full on make a snow skate with no bindings. Okay, so that's the stance mod. Now we have the map importer. That is going to be the letter B on your keyboard. It should pop up with this menu. And this will be your map list. This is the map that we just downloaded. So now you will just single click on this button and it will auto load you into the map. And here you have it. We now have custom maps. You can go ahead and play it. Do whatever you'd like. And if you did have other maps, all you had to simply do is go back into your menu, pressing B, and click on the next map that you want to load. That is the start to finish process for how to install not just custom maps, but Melon Loader, all mods, and anything that you would need as far as the mods are concerned. All right, well, that is all there is to it. I hope this helps. If you do have any questions, which I hope that you don't, because I pretty much tried to follow things as detailed as possible, but you never know. If you do have questions, the Discord is always available. But otherwise, keep shredding.